Welcome to another My Theme Shop video tutorial. In this video, we will be covering FTP. In this video, you will learn what is FTP, how to set up FTP, how to use FTP, and the most common FTP errors that you may experience. So let's get started. What is FTP? FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol, and basically, this gives you the ability to transfer files between your computer and your website server. For an example, you may want to transfer a file such as a picture, or a video, or a PDF, or a WordPress file from your computer to your website server. This can be done easily and quickly by using FTP. To show you how simple this is, we will be using FileZilla. FileZilla is a free FTP software that once you download it to your computer, you can easily transfer data between your computer and your website server. Simply go to the FileZilla website and click on Download FileZilla Client. On this page, you will be given a suggested client file, but you can also look for Show Additional Download Options and then find the appropriate platform that you are using for your computer. Simply click on the one that matches your platform and let it download. Now once it downloads, it may want to run automatically on your computer based on your system settings, or you may have to click on it. Either way, this box should appear with simple step-by-step instructions on how to install FileZilla on your computer. Once you have FileZilla successfully installed, you should have a dashboard similar to this. To make this simple, the stuff you see on the left-hand side will be your own computer files, and the stuff you see on the right-hand side will be your web server files, such as your website files. Currently right now, you should not have anything on the right-hand side as we have not connected to our website server. So let's do that now. Simply go over to your left-hand corner and click File. A drop-down menu should appear, and then click Site Manager. You should have a pop-up box like this appear. Simply click on New Site, and now this gives you the option to name this FTP connection. So if you are operating multiple websites, you may want to name this something accordingly to the website that this will connect to. For us, since we just have one website, we'll just keep it very simple. So as we move over to this side, we have many options that we can choose from. But to keep this simple, we'll try to keep most of the same default options that you see here. One thing I do want to point out. Under the protocol settings, you have two options. You have FTP and you have SFTP. Although the names sound alike, their functions are very different. For an example, when using FTP on port 21, you can transfer large files and data between your computer and your website server. On the other hand, SFTP, using port 22, among other things, encrypts your passwords, files, and information before being transferred. This is important to prevent network eavesdropping issues and to ensure data integrity. If your information is confidential, you may consider using SFTP for your transfers. For ease of use, I will show you how to simply transfer files between your computer and your website server using the default FTP settings. First, let's name our host name. Simply add in FTP plus your domain name and then port 21. There's no need to put www or http or anything like that in this area. Simply put ftp.yourwebsite.com port 21. Now we'll move to logon type. We're going to change it from anonymous to normal, and we'll enter our username and our password. Now, everybody's situation is different, but typically a web host will contact you via email and send you your FTP login information. A lot of times too, you may just log in simply to your web host server and create an FTP account on your own. Either way, if you contact your web host, they should be able to get this information for you. Once you have entered your information, simply click Connect. Once you have logged into your web server, now you will see content on this right-hand side. This content is the information that's on your website server, such as your website, HTML files, pictures, videos, things like that. So what you're seeing here is multiple options based on file name, file size, file type, modification time, permissions, and so on. I do recommend that you do make a backup of your website just in the event that you edit or change something and you need to go back to a previous state. To keep this simple, let's simply go to public_HTML, and this is where our current live website files are at. Once we log into this area, we have many things to choose from. We have files such as our subdomains, and we also have our main website content. One of the things that I did for this demonstration was to install WordPress for the entire website. Sometimes you may find that your WordPress files are in its own directory and you can access those through different file folders. For this example though, all of our WordPress files are right here in front because our entire website is a WordPress website. So if I were to click on, say, WP-content, I can see that within this, I have different file folders such as my plugins, my themes, and uploads. This is very handy if you're uploading, say, a plugin or a theme manually. All of these files are very important to make sure that your website runs properly. So again, that's why I recommend backing up your website just in case something gets deleted and you want to make sure your website runs smoothly. So now let me show you how easy it is to transfer information from your computer to your web server. For an example, I'm going to choose a picture. This picture is intro.png. If I open it to show you here, this is a picture of a man that I'm using from the writer theme from my theme shop. I want to take this picture and upload it to my web server. So how I do this is I simply right click on it, and I can click upload. Another option would be just to simply grab it and I could pull it over. Okay. So simply let me show you this first. Right click, click upload, and then below down here you will see the status of your upload. Now my computer lets me know when the file transfers have finished and yours may and may not. But either way, you can look over here to see that here is the file here, intro.png, which is exactly like this one here, and you can look at the file size to know it's the same one. File size 256,217. We look over here, 256,217. So what this means is I added this image over to my website. So let me show you how easy this is and how it works. If I go over to my website and I type in the file name, so it's my website /intro.png, which is the same as this, intro.png. We have this picture of this man popped up. But what if you need to rename a file? This is very simple. Simply right click on the file that you're looking to rename, and you can see different options that appear. One of them is rename. Simply click rename, and now we can change it to whatever we want. We'll put man new. Simply change it, click enter, and now this new file is man new. The intro.png, which is this file over here, is no longer here because we renamed it. So let's show you how that worked. So here's this original image with intro.png. If I go to refresh it, it can no longer be found. But if we refresh it and we add man new as the file name, because we are changing the file names, then it appears again. Very simple and very easy to understand. So based on terminology, again, if we are taking something from our computer, we are uploading it to our web server. And if we are taking a file from our web server, we are downloading it to our computer. So let's do a download now. So for an example, again, we uploaded our intro.png, which is our picture of our man from the My Theme Shop Writer theme, and we uploaded it to our website server. So now we're going to simply download it from our web server back to our computer. Simply right click on it, and you can see the multiple options that you have. To make it simple, just click download. Again, you will see it working down below, and over here, it pops back up. So you can see right here is the exact same files, just they're named differently. So as you can see, the new picture is here. We can look at it, and there's the picture. All we did is we took our original picture, uploaded it to our website, renamed it, and then downloaded it back. Now, this is not typical things that you would do, but just for explanation purposes, I want to make sure that you understand how to do each step here. So again, you simply click on something from your computer. You can click upload, but what if you want to just drag it? Okay, so let's take our intro picture again, and we're simply going to highlight it. So we're just taking our mouse and clicking on it. Okay, and then simply hold down your mouse and then pull it over. And there it is. Same thing as the other way. So here's our picture. Just run your mouse over on it, take it, and hold down your mouse and then slide it over. Now, here's an error. The target file already exists, and you may get this from time to time. Basically, this is saying that this file already exists on your computer. So do you want to overwrite it or do you want to skip it? We know it's the same file, so we're just going to skip it. So now let's do something a little bit more advanced. We are going to upload a WordPress theme manually to our web server. So again, we will back up here just to show you. After you log in to your web server, we are going to go to where our website is located under the public HTML file. Okay, so public_HTML. Just click on it. And now if you know where your plugins and themes go, this makes it a lot easier. But as I demonstrated a little bit ago, we are going to WP-content. From here, you see you have options such as plugins, themes, and uploads. Knowing that we are uploading a theme, we'll click on themes. Now, my website is a brand new website, so it comes with the default WordPress themes. One tip I want to give you is that being the year is 2017, try to never edit or alter the default WordPress theme if possible. This will ensure that if you ever have a problem with any kind of errors on your server, that you can always go back to the default WordPress theme, which typically is the year that you're currently in, this one being 2017. So we are just simply going to add a new WordPress theme to this list of themes, and then we can activate it from our WordPress dashboard. So if we go back to our computer here, I have the MTS, the My Theme Shop Writer theme. If you click on it, you can see all the different files, but because I don't want to confuse this and make it harder than it really is, we are just going to upload the entire file. So now we're going to go back to our computer and we are going to upload a WordPress theme manually. Now again, you can typically install a WordPress theme and plugins via the WordPress dashboard for the plugins and themes and things like that. But I'm going to show you how to do this manually in case you ever need to do this. So as we are back on our computer here, I have a WordPress theme called MTS_writer. Now, your WordPress themes are going to all be named differently, so it's not as much as what it's called, but what the file does. If I click on this, I can see that these are all the files that belong to this theme. And being that I do not currently have this theme under my themes folder on my web server, I want to make sure that all these files go there. Okay, so I could click on this and I could upload these one at a time, but it's not going to work correctly. So I'm going to install the entire file. I'm going to upload it into the WordPress theme area. So simply, again, you can drag it or you can right-click it and upload it. And that's what we'll do. So once you click upload, you will see down here that your files are transferring to your web server. As we see over here, this is a live connection. We can see that this file name is over here now. So typically, these files are going from here over to here. So virtually, we are sending this WordPress theme over to our website that we can use at a later time. Down here at the bottom, we see that all of these files are being transferred, and we can see the queued files, so how many files are left to transfer, any failed transfers, and the successful transfers. This kind of lets you know how long you have, so you know if it's going to take a few minutes or longer. So once we have finished doing the file transfer, we can see that our new theme from My Theme Shop is listed here under our theme options. So again, if we back up a little bit, which that's what this little folder with the little dots is, you can kind of back up, we can see that if we click on this file, go to themes, we can see that our new theme that we just uploaded is right here. So again, this is very simple and very easy to do. Anybody can do this, and you can do this in just a short amount of time, and it works great. Okay, so let's look at a little bit more advanced item now, and that is editing files that are on your web server. And again, this is very critical that you have a backup in case something goes wrong. So let's look at the .htaccess file, which is a very important file for WordPress. If we right-click on it, we can download it to our computer, and that is definitely one option. We can also view and edit it, so we're going to click that. Now, based on your computer system, it may give you a prompt to ask you which file or which program would you like to use to open this specific file. Now, I'm using Notepad, so if you have Notepad as well, it may automatically open this for you, or again, it may give you a prompt to pick the file that you would like to choose from. So if I was on here, I could make changes. Now, typically, this is not going to work, but for example, just so you can see, I can make changes on here and then save it. But because that's not what I want to do, I'm going to keep it normal. And then simply go to File, click Save or Save As if you're going to change it, close out of it, and then you'll be prompted to let you know that the file has changed and would you like to put it back on the server. So we're going to just click Finish Editing and delete the local file, because this area here is a local file and this will be our new file. And sometimes when you upload or download things, you might wonder, what did I just do? If you go to your bottom down here, where your traffic goes, look at successful transfers, you can see that we uploaded one file, at what time, and where it went to. You can see direction, back and forth, and things like that. With using FTP, there's so many things that you can do, but most of the time you might just find it that you are uploading a video, a picture, a PDF, or a WordPress file to your website server. Of course, there's a lot more advanced things that you can do, but most of the time those are the most common things. FTP has so many options that you can use and so many things that you can do for your website. Again, by clicking right-click, you can see all the different options, such as creating a new directory, creating new files, you can refresh what is here, and you can delete, rename, and so on. So now let's look at a different option, such as deleting something. We've added a bunch of things, we've edited a few things, and now let's go ahead and delete some stuff. So in the beginning, we uploaded some pictures to this website. Now, we don't want those just floating around the internet, so we're going to go ahead and delete them. So we're just going to click on your image and then right-click on it and simply click Delete. It'll ask you, do you want to delete this from your web server? We do. So now we'll delete it. Other files, you can do the same thing. Click on another file, simply click Delete, and it's no longer there. Again, just like to rename it, you would just click on it, right-click, and you have different options again. You can download it, add it to a file queue to download or upload at a different time, view and edit. You can create different directories, refresh, delete, rename, give file permissions, and many more things. So let's go ahead and rename this one again. We put man new, so let's now put man old. And there you go. So now since we've kind of used FileZilla, let's go through some of the steps once again. So here we are back on our FileZilla dashboard. Okay, so maybe you are just logging in once again. This is what it would look like. Now, if we go to our file and go to Site Manager, now we will see that our information that we put in earlier is still saved here. So that way, when you come back later on to work on your website, this information is still there. Again, we still have the same information here, and we're just going to simply click Connect. Up here, we see that it's working, and there is our website server information. So again, we can go to public_HTML. We can look at all of our different files here. Again, we have our subdomains. We have different file folders. We have the images that we uploaded. And again, let's say that we want to download this to our computer. Okay, if we right-click it, click Download, we will probably get some sort of message. There it is. Successful transfers. We can see that the direction, we took this file and we downloaded it back to our computer. So as we look here, we have 3 of the same files. We basically just renamed them, uploaded them, and things like that. So very simple, very easy to do. So now let's look at some of the common FTP errors and how to troubleshoot those. Some of the most common ones are just simply logging in to your website server. So all I'm doing is using my username, and I'm going to take away one letter. I'm going to click Connect. And you see that it's trying to reach my web server. So what it's telling me is that my username is incorrect. Something went wrong and there was a critical error and could not connect to my server. This is a good sign that something is wrong. We can look again and say, oh, I did leave out a piece of my login information. So I'm going to put that back, but now I'm going to remove one of the letters from my password. This reenacts if you have the right username but the incorrect password. If you compare the 2 errors, again, we have a 530 error and a 530 error, meaning there's a critical error and could not connect to the server. So we know typically that something's wrong there. So knowing that my username and password is correct, let's change the host name. Say, for example, you misspell it or you do something incorrectly. Let's see what happens then. I took off another letter and click Connect. As you can tell, that something is not working correctly and the connection attempt failed. It's letting you know that the server name provided is not known and cannot connect to the server. One FTP issue just takes a little bit of trial and error to figure out what is the solution. This is the FTP connection timed out error. This could include checking to see if you have port 21 blocked on your computer. So let's check to see if your FTP port 21 is being blocked. On a Windows operating system, simply click on Start and then click on Run. This will bring up your command prompt and we will type in telnet your domain name 21. On a Mac, simply use your terminal emulator and go to your utilities subdirectory. Simply add in the same thing, telnet mywebsite.com port 21. If you get results back to let you know if it was open or closed, you will know. If you do not see a message, you should contact your local ISP to see if they can unblock this port for you. You also may find that your domain name has expired or not working correctly. This could be something to make sure that you contact your web hosting provider to make sure that your website is running properly. You may also see an FTP login message that lets you know that your bandwidth usage is restricted, so they may limit your FTP connections for your bandwidth. So those are some of the most common errors that you might find when using FTP. Check out these other helpful videos from our channel. All of these videos are in-depth and helpful to not only someone who has just started with WordPress, but even to advanced users. Also, please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button if you have not done so already. Thanks again for watching, and if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to ask them by clicking on the support link provided.